What's up, y'all? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. And the national championship game just ended. The LSU Tigers defeated the Clemson Tigers, 42 to 25. And I think Joe Burrow and the LSU Tigers just simply had the greatest college football season ever. Now, I'm not willing to call them the greatest college football team ever. There's a difference because you kind of got to see how some of these guys perform in the NFL, how many guys get drafted, and all that. There's a bunch of logistics behind that. But I will say that they just single-handedly completed the greatest season in college football ever, with the individual player who had the greatest season in college football. I mean, Joe Burrow was a Heisman, Maxwell, Davey O'Brien, national champion quarterback. Right? They broke the record for touchdown passes. He broke the record set by Cole Brennan, so he had like 60 touchdown passes. He had over 5,600 passing yards, which is I think third most all time. He finishes the highest passer rating all time, which is like 200 or something. And then he also had the second highest completion percentage all time. Not to mention they scored over 50 points a game. They scored the most points in college football history. They broke the 2013 Florida State record. And this team just simply from start to finish of the year was the most impressive college football team I've ever seen in my lifetime, and I think they had the best season. One of the main reasons why they had one of the best, like the best season, not one of the best season, and besides all the fact that Joe Burrow just had the best individual season in college football history, they won 7 top 10 games, 7 games against top 10 teams, 7, and 2 playoff games, they blew out their opponent. They hung 63 on Oklahoma, blew them out in the semi-playoff game. And then the team that was riding a 29-game winning streak hung 42 on them and beat them in the national championship. A team that had won 29 consecutive games, had a quarterback that never lost a game before. The Clemson Tigers. The same Clemson Tiger team that blew out Alabama last year in the championship game. So, I mean, it's really hard to argue that LSU didn't just have the single greatest college football season in the history of the sport. I mean, this was the 150th year anniversary of college football, and LSU just topped it. Put the cherry on top of the 150 season 150, by becoming the best team, or having the best season, rather, in college football history. It's pretty hard. It's pretty incredible, pretty remarkable. Joe Burrow will go on. Who knows what his NFL career like? I mean, who knows what he'll do in the NFL? But he had the individual best college football season ever, and the LSU Tigers had the best college football season in the history of the game. Just all of those stats. Not to mention they went 15-0 in the SEC, never been done before. 15-0, won the national championship in a playoff style. You got to remember, this is the playoff. So the beauty behind the playoff is that you have to essentially win 2 games to be the champion, right? Like 2 games against 2 elite teams, or supposed to be elite teams, in the playoff, right? Like back in the old BCS or the old AP, whatever, in that era, you won your conference, if you went undefeated, and they picked who got to play in the championship, right? Like they just picked them. Whatever. I think I like you, and you two play. But with LSU, what makes them so impressive is that they had to play in the playoff against Ohio State, against Clemson, Oklahoma, and themselves. It was the 4-team playoff this year. And they blew both teams out. They hung 63 on Oklahoma. And then they blew out the Clemson Tigers, who won 29 games in a row. So LSU has just completed the greatest season in college football. Once again, I'm not going to call them the greatest team, because I think that goes into your NFL career and how many players get drafted. That goes into that. But Joe Burrow just had the greatest individual season in college football history. And this LSU Tigers team had the greatest season for a team in college football history. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. Continue to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace out.